Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I wanted to do an affordable full face, full glam makeup look. So I'm starting off with the Freedom Makeup Brow Powder. This is the duo one and I'm using the dark brown shade all over my brows. This was a little bit warm for me. It's warmer than what I'm used to, but it looks really nice when it's finished, so it's fine. Next up, I'm using the Colourpop concealer in the shade Fair 5, and I'm using this on a flat top brush just to carve out the edges of my eyebrows and then to prime my eyelids. Next up, I'm going in with the Max Factor Masterpiece Nude palette, and this is in the shade Rose Nudes. And I'm going to be taking it's a really, really light, almost white, but it has got a pink tinge to it, and it's a matte shade. And I'm just using this to set all over my eyelids. Next, I'm picking up a Morphe brush. I'll have this link below, that was too small for me to read. And I'm going to pick up this really light lilac-y purple kind of colour, and I'm going to use that as a transition colour. This is a really cute palette, but there are only 3 mattes in it, so keep that in mind. If you see me talking throughout the video, I'm not talking to myself. My boyfriend was sat on the bed in the bedroom. Next, I'm going in with the last matte in the palette. It's more of a deeper purple shade, and I'm just using this to deepen up the crease. Next, I'm going in with Makeup Geek's Bitten, and I'm just using this on the same Morphe brush, and I started to kind of fluff it out on the crease and diffuse it, but I wasn't really getting what I wanted from it, so I switched up to a Real Techniques, I think it's a angled shadow brush, and packed that colour in, which you'll see in a minute, and then went on to blend that out, and it gave me a much better effect. So here you can see me just packing that on with that Real Techniques brush, and it gives so much more pigmentation. And then I'm going to blend that out using that darker shade from the Max Factor palette again. Next I'm going in with the Carly Bible palette with BH Cosmetics, and I'm taking the very darkest purple right at the top. This is an absolutely gorgeous colour and it is so pigmented, and I would really recommend this palette. I think if you're going to go for a drugstore palette, I would 100% recommend this palette. It's beautiful, it's got highlighters and eyeshadows in it. Next I'm going in with this tiny little Real Techniques domed detail brush, I think it is, I don't know what I'm doing there, and I'm using the Colourpop concealer again, and I'm just going to use this to cut the crease. Always make sure when doing a cut crease that I do a little bit and then I put my head straight and look straight ahead in the mirror, because you don't want to do your cut crease too small and then it doesn't really look like a cut crease, and then you don't want to do it too big where it looks quite drag. So I always make sure to do it and then step back, have a look, make sure it's even on both sides, make sure it's at my actual crease and not above, and then continue. I'm going in with the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Weenie, and this is from the Kathleen Lights collaboration. I think this was the day quad, because she did day quad and night quad. I think this is the day one. And I'm just using this on a little sponge tip applicator. It actually came with the Max Factor palette, which I don't understand really, but yeah, it works really well with these Colourpop Super Shock Shadows, if I can say that right. Yeah, it just brings out a lot more pigmentation in them. You can use them with your finger and they're fine, but yeah. And this is a drugstore tutorial, so everything is really affordable, but obviously I'm from the UK and some of these brands are drugstore in America, like Colourpop. So yeah, but they're still affordable. I mean, we get charged customs and things, but they are still affordable. And then I'm just going to go back in with Bitten. I just keep it in a Z palette, sorry for that, it's a mess. But yeah, just back in with Bitten on the edges just to blend in that Super Shock shadow with the rest of the eyeshadow that we've put down. And then back in with that Carly Bible colour on the outer edges just to deepen that back up. Next I'm going in with this tiny little detail brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to take that bit and colour again, and this is something I love to do when I've done a cut crease. I just take that thin little brush and go over the edges of the cut crease where it meets like your actual crease, and this is just going to sharpen it up, darken it, make it look more like bright and make it pop. So I do this all the time. It's such a good technique to use and it makes it look like really professional even if like you've messed it up, so it's a really good technique to use. Just gone over it with that Carly Bible colour now just to darken it a little bit and then blending it out. Now this isn't drugstore, but I actually don't own a drugstore eyeliner. I've tried so many and I don't like any of them. So this is the Kat Von D one. It's not the most expensive eyeliner in the world. I think it's about £16, which I know is not that affordable, but it is a really, really good eyeliner, and I've had this for a long time and it's not dried out on me, so I did take a bit of a liberty and use a more expensive eyeliner and a more expensive pair of lashes, but the rest of it is drugstore. So next I'm going in with Makeup Geek's eyeshadow, the black one. I cannot remember what it's called. And I'm just smoking that out on the outer edges. I'm not bringing it in too far. I don't want it to be too dramatic. This is quite like a full glam, but it could be used for daytime as well. So I'm just using that just to smoke out the very outer edges and then buffing it in with that Morphe brush. And then what I like to do with my eyeliner is I like to just line the very top of my lash line, then go in on the edges with the black, and then once that's all blended out, I'll then add my wing, and that just gives me a little bit of reference as to where to put the wing, because if I do the wing first and then put the black eyeshadow on and it looks like the wing's too short or the black eyeshadow looks too much, then I've got to remove everything. Whereas if you do that first and then you do the eyeshadow first, and then you can judge where to put the liner. Next I'm just putting on a little bit of mascara. Again, this isn't actually drugstore, so I'm not even going to bother showing it. It's just the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. And then I popped on some Doll Beauty lashes in the style Natalie, I think they were. Next I'm going in with my all-time favourite foundation. This is the Maybelline Pro Glow foundation. Again, this is actually only available in the US, I think, but you can buy it off eBay. I'm in the colour 102 Creamy Natural. If you're as fair as me and you've got a yellow undertone, don't go down to the fairest shade because it's literally bright red. It's so pink. But this is a beautiful shade and it's such a beautiful foundation. I've got oily skin, so usually I wouldn't tend to go for like a glowy kind of foundation, but this is just gorgeous. It sets down so nice, covers everything, and I think it was about £8 when I bought it, so it's amazing. And I'm just applying this with, it's like a really cheap eBay brush. It's just an angled, fluffy brush that you'd usually use for contour or something like that, but I'm using it for foundation. It applies it really nice. These are super, super cheap. So I just set it all down with the brush, and then I go over that with my beauty blender. Just to take off any excess product and blend in any brush marks or streaks that the brush might have made. And you can just see it's just covered every single spot and piece of redness on my face. It's amazing. And then I'm going to go in with that Colourpop concealer again. I put a lot of this on. When I'm going out, I go quite heavy with my concealer, just to brighten my face up really. So I'm putting all that all over my face now and then blending it in with my beauty blender. I like to take that all the way up to the temples as it provides a really nice lift to the face. And then bring it down quite low as well, just to make that brightness all over the under eye area. And I put a little bit on my chin and a little bit on my forehead just to highlight. This is a really nice concealer. I know that we can't really get hold of Shape Tape very easily in the UK, but this is so comparable to Shape Tape. I mean, this is just as hard to get hold of. I don't even know why I said that, but it's so nice, and for $5 or whatever it is, I think it's like $6, it's amazing. And then I'm going to go over it with the RCMA No Colour Powder, which is really nice. It's a little bit drying, and I've got oily skin, but it is really nice. Again, I set this all the way up to my temple, and I put it quite heavy around my nose area because that is where I tend to get oily first. That's where my foundation tends to break up the most, around my nose, so I like to pack quite a lot of that on. And I kind of reverse contour with it, so you can see I've put it down the sides of my nose just to set there, and that'll brighten that area up. And then when I put bronzer or contour over the top of it, it's already like nearly job done. And then I'm just using my beauty blender to set the rest of my face. I always use a damp beauty blender with powder. It just makes the powder melt into the skin so much nicer. And then I'm just patting in them edges, and then I sweep away any powder that's left on my face. If you see me looking down to my right, it's just because I've got a monitor there where I can see what I'm doing, because I actually record on my iPhone and I can't see what I'm doing, but if I use this program, I can see it on my computer, so if I'm looking to the right, I'm just making sure I'm in frame. Next, this is the Zoeva Full Spectrum Contour Palette, I think it's called, and I'm just using the cool toned colour in there with an e.l.f. blush brush. e.l.f. brushes are really nice, and I really love this brush. It's so good for so many things. Bronzer, contour, highlight, blush, it's amazing. So, and really cheap, so really good brushes. And as you can see, that colour is just so nice on fair skin. It just provides a nice little shadow on the cheeks, but it doesn't look too much. And I think contouring with cool tone and then going over with a warm bronzer is just looks so good. And then another little trick that I use when I'm going out is I'll contour under my cheekbones, and then where my temple kind of dints in, so like across from my eye, I'll put a little bit of contour there as well, and that kind of creates the cheekbone. So there's two lines of shadow, and then in the middle is your cheekbone where you put your blush and your highlight, and it just makes the cheekbones pop. So next I'm going in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is the light shade, and this colour is just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's such a warm orangey brown, and I'm just bronzing my whole face with this. And sorting my hair out at the same time. Oh, by the way, these like blue handled brushes are Spectrum brushes. I don't know if they'd be classed as affordable. I mean, they're more affordable than some other brands, but they are really nice brushes. And then I'm just going in with the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. And this just adds like a really nice peachy sheen to the cheeks. I don't usually like shiny blushes. Oh, I can't speak. Don't usually like shiny blushes, but this one's really nice. And then for highlight, I'm going in with Colourpop's Hey Kitty Kitty, I think it's called. And I'm just taking this on a really small smudger brush down the centre of my nose, and then taking a Morphe highlighting brush and just highlighting the tops of my cheekbones, above my eyebrow, the tip of my nose, and then I put a little bit on my cupid's bow and a little bit on my chin. Not that I need to highlight that chin, but you know. And then I'm going to go back in with a little tiny brush, back into that bitten, and then underneath the lash line. Next, I'm going in with that mascara again. I'm not going to show it because it's not drugstore, but it's just Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. It's not my choice of bottom lash mascara, but it was the one handy. And then next up, I didn't actually have any drugstore lip liners, so I've literally found this. It's from Primark. It's like a nude colour, and do you know, Primark lip liners are actually really good. It was so creamy, and a really nice nude colour as well, and it matched my nude lipstick perfectly, which is this. It's Colourpop's Magic Wand. This is my favourite nude lipstick. This is a satin finish, so it's so comfortable, it suits my skin tone so well, and it's so cheap, so it's a win-win. And then to finish off my face, I just use the NYX matte finishing spray that all over, and I am done. Sort my hair out, and that's it. That's the finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this tutorial, please give it a like, and please comment and subscribe, just so I know that this is the kind of content that people like watching. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.